Hey guys, I wanted to show you our last resource that we have in our resource section in our Google Classroom. It's the Writer's Checklist. Now this is what I use when I'm evaluating your pieces to grade your different writing. And this is a great resource for you to make sure that you have all of the pieces. So our first section here is our writing structure. And you'll notice at the end it says not yet, almost, and yes. So if it's something we haven't learned yet or something that you're not doing in your pieces, you would score yourself as not yet. If you're doing okay with it, you understand it, but you're not using it consistently, or you can only do it when you have help, you're at an almost. And a yes is when you do this on your own without teacher support. You're able to put this in your piece. So first we have our lead. A lead means that you're writing the beginning of your personal narrative, your story. I understand who the main characters are, what the setting is. Now, when I say characters and setting in a personal narrative, it's real people. You are the character. Maybe your family is part of the characters or a neighbor. Where are you? That's our setting. And are you hooking the reader in? Next, we have our transitional phrases. You remember that our transitional phrases are a little bit different in personal narratives, and there's a resource in Google Classroom that provides you with a list of transitional phrases that you can use. For our ending, it says, I wrote an ending that connected what the story is really about. I might have shown this through dialogue, action, inner thinking, or small actions that the character takes. My reader is not left wondering what will happen next. For most of you, you're either going to put a not yet or an almost. I haven't really taught how to write a strong ending yet. So as we learn that, we should move closer to that yes, but it's not something that we've done yet. So if you're not sure what some of those things mean, like inner thinking, you're going to be at the not yet. But if you understand what that means and you're trying to do it on your own right now, you're probably at the almost. And then our organization. Organization is how you're separating your paragraphs. It says, I used paragraphs purposefully, perhaps to show time and setting change, new parts of the story, when a new person speaks, or to create suspense for readers. I created a logical, clear sequence of events. And if you're not sure how to separate your paragraphs, remember our key word tip top. There is a resource for you on that in the Google Classroom, or you can go back and watch the video that I made. Next, we have the development, your elaboration of your piece. Did you write a small moment story? Did you focus in on that seed? Did you develop realistic characters and develop details, action, dialogue, and internal thinking that contributed to deeper meaning of the story? What that means is, did you show, not tell? If your character is sad, how did you show that? What is your character thinking? And then our craft. Did you tell the internal as well as the external? Internal means you, the personal narrative is about you. What are you thinking on the inside? What are you feeling on the inside? Your reader should walk away knowing what happened, but also how you felt about it. Did you use sensory details? Did you use some figurative language to help your readers picture the setting in action? And did you use dialogue? Then we have the conventions. Are the words spelled correctly? You are using a Chromebook, you are typing in Google Docs, you have Grammarly. Use your spell check, use your grammar check. Everyone should be able to put yes for this box. Then our punctuation and our sentence structure. Make sure you're using a variety of sentences, using our compound and complex sentences like comma and, comma but, comma or. Make sure you're capitalizing and using punctuation correctly. Use quotation marks when you're doing dialogue. Make sure you're using commas. It says end dialogue tags. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a separate video. But basically what that means is a lot of times when you guys start using dialogue, you have two characters speaking back and forth, and sometimes we're not sure who's saying what. So a dialogue tag would be, please help, Megan yelled. Megan yelled is that dialogue tag telling me who said that or who thought that. And make sure you're using the correct grammar, that your tense is matching, that you're not changing from past to present. So when you read through your finished piece, just double check that when you're doing your revising and your editing. So I hope this checklist helps you. You should be using this after you feel that you are completely done a piece. You have edited it, you've revised, it's the best that it can be. Go through this checklist and see where you're at as a writer.